Hi everyone, I hope you are all doing well. And it's kind of hard to believe that I've been posting for 2 weeks in a row, but here we are. So for this week, while I paint this lovely lady inspired by both Marceline, the Vampire Queen, and Florence and the Machine, I wanted to talk a bit about a theme that has been really present in my art journey throughout the years, and that is commissions. So before I start talking, I have to say I don't hate doing commissions, and they have really helped me grow as an artist, but they also have sort of a bad side as well as a good side. So it's important to note that I'll be talking about my personal experience. I know a lot of people take in commissions as their main source of income, or they do client work for companies or magazines. In my case, that doesn't apply. I always took commissions as sort of a side hustle. They were never my main source of income, no matter how much they helped me throughout the years. I always had a day job. So kind of remember while I talk about the stress that relates to commissions as something that kind of weighted on me together with the rest of my daily jobby activities. So when I say stress or anxiety for that matter, I mean a bit of a vicious cycle that I created with commissions over the years as I grew up as an artist. And I started doing commissions really young. I was about 13 or 14 on DeviantArt, like many of you. And I remember I started doing it a bit like a lemonade stand. I would take $3-5 at most. And it was never really serious for me. It was like a fun little thing I did to get money. As the years went by, I got a lot more involved with the community, and I started putting a lot more work into it, especially when I was a student. And it really helped me build up a lot more pocket money that I would normally be able to get. And I was able to afford a lot of things that I loved but couldn't. So for example, I was able to buy the Guild handbook for scientific illustration, I believe that's how it's called. And it's like the Bible of scientific illustration, which was something that I really wanted to study and then was able to do with a lot of work. So that's the good part about commissions, was that I was able to get some stuff that otherwise I wouldn't, but together with starting really young as well as always working commissions, there was kind of a downside to it. I started becoming really dependent on commissions to be able to have a goal for drawing. So if I didn't really have a commission, there was not really any point in drawing, and I wouldn't. And when I mean drawing, I mean more polished stuff, because sketching was never an issue. I would always doodle. I filled up sketchbooks at ease, but actually putting in work on a piece and making it look good, pouring my soul into it, if you will, wouldn't happen unless I actually was working on a commission for it. So that kind of created a whole staircase of problems, from self-consciousness that things wouldn't be good enough, that they weren't worth paying for or worth waiting for. I made a lot of commissioners wait for work for a long time. I remember I made a guy wait for like a year and a half for their work, and at the end they said they liked it, but I'm sure they were just being really nice. Besides that, I would really become anxious because I was charging people for stuff I didn't really like how it would end up looking as. And even today, sometimes I like how commissions turn out, I like how illustrations turn out, and 3 hours later I think it's the most horrid thing in the world. But I'm sure a lot of you understand how that feeling is. So that's how things got a bit out of hand for me. I would become so dependent on having commissions to actually have to draw, and when I didn't, I wouldn't be as anxious, but then I wouldn't want to draw, if that makes sense. It's a weird thing our brain makes us think, I guess. So nowadays I kind of avoid taking commissions. I take them once in a full moon if I'm feeling like it, and I really undersell myself, and I'm aware that that's really frowned upon in the community. But I also know that if I'm taking like a personal commission for someone of their pet, then I really don't want to take that much money from them. I would rather make a company pay more for artwork than someone who just wants a drawing of their dog, I guess. And I know that kind of affects really negatively the art community. So do as I say and not as I do, I guess. I remembered that last year, instead of doing commissions, I would just take in a request once per month, because I was able to have an objective. I would want to impress someone, I would want to make them happy without having the pressure of money on top of me. I would do it at my own pace. So yeah. And as I said, all of this is kind of my personal experience. So if you're someone who really enjoys doing commissions, or someone who is thinking about starting to take commissions, don't really look at this video as a bad omen for yourself. Go ahead and try it, because you might love it and you might not face any problems like I did. And that concludes my rambling of my insecurities when it comes to commissions. I'm going to leave you guys with the rest of the video, and I really hope you've enjoyed my kind of rambling. So thank you for watching, and I hope I see you guys next week on Sunday again. Bye!